People a lot of times say, well, what did you want me to do? As in, someone insulted me, therefore I had to insult them back, hit them, feel miserable and depressed, be insulted and drown my sorrows in a 6-pack of beer, feel hurt, I'll react in some way. But the truth is that we actually have full power, full autonomy, full agency. Just because someone is doing their anger, ego thing doesn't mean that we have to react. What it earns, what it can do, what's happened to it, what it's done. If you realize that you are soul, spirit, divinity, consciousness, the way to use that to your advantage is to really choose your thoughts. You know, a lot of us feel like we are victims of our reality. You hear people a lot of times say, well, what did you want me to do? As in, someone insulted me, therefore I had to insult them back, hit them, feel miserable and depressed, be insulted and drown my sorrows in a 6-pack of beer, whatever it is. We all have different stress responses. But there seems to be this belief that somehow, if someone insults me, is mean, is rude, well, what do you expect me to do? Like, obviously, I'm going to have a stress response. I'll get angry. I'll be sad. I'll feel hurt. I'll react in some way. But the truth is that we actually have full power, full autonomy, full agency. Just because someone is doing their anger, ego thing doesn't mean that we have to react. Just because someone else has lost themselves in the moment doesn't mean we have to. We have full control over not just our actions, but over our thoughts. If when someone insults you or hurts you, if instead of thinking something like, oh my God, how dare you, or who do you think you are, or I hate you too, or that's really mean, I feel hurt. Instead of that, if you recognize that that person is suffering, because we only give what we have, as I always remind people, if we are sharing and spreading pain and agony, it's because we have pain and agony. So think about it. What if, instead of thinking, I hate you, or that's not fair, or you're mean, or oh my God, I'm miserable. What if instead of that you thought, I hope you get well soon? I mean, just think about how your world would be different. How if any time anybody was mean to you, what you thought was, I hope you get well soon. And that your thought in that moment was just a prayer that may they recover. May they get well soon. Because whatever is going on in their mind that has caused them to be like that is a sense of dis-ease. So what if you just thought, I hope you get well soon? It changes everything. If instead of thinking that you are your body, what it looks like, what it earns, what it can do, what's happened to it, what it's done, if you realize that you are soul, spirit, divinity, consciousness, think about how your entire life changes. In the first case, everything is about getting more, grabbing more, having more, earning more. Because if I'm just this body, well, then I feel very not quite enough, I mean, the body kind of small and it's got all things wrong with it and there's so much it can't do. And, the more you think about it, the more we realize, oh my God, so much isn't there. But if instead of identifying as the body, we identify as soul, as spirit, as divinity, well, then there's nothing lacking. Then we recognize that we are just like a variety of flower in a flower garden or a variety of fruit in a fruit garden that's different than others, but that's perfect in and of itself in its own way. So think about how your life would change if that thought changed. And that's the key. But you have to apply yourself. You have to apply yourself. If your thoughts are all over the place and you can't pay attention, and you can't focus, and you can't be there with your thought and recognize it and see it and be aware of it and therefore choose a different one, then you're stuck. You're a victim. Because then you keep just having thoughts that make you act in certain ways, make you feel certain things. And in terms of actually creating our world, not just creating what we see in it, but actually creating it, well, of course, if I move through the world angry and suspicious and greedy and judgmental and negative, think I'm going to be very popular? Think I'm going to have a lot of people really wanting to hang out with me and So I literally create a negative world. Not because the world is negative, but because through my thoughts, I have actually created a situation where no one wants to be with me. People don't do what I want them to do. People don't treat me nicely. But not because people are like that and I'm a victim of it, because I have actually co-created that in the universe. And so our thoughts are very much things, and they absolutely create our world. And you're very young. It's a perfect age to harness that thought. But if you're not present with it, and you don't see what thoughts you're having and what world they are creating for you, then you won't be able to change them. So step one is we become aware of our thoughts. Just watch your thoughts. I saw a great sign once that said, watch your thoughts and you will see the future. So just literally watch your thoughts. Develop a practice, a meditative practice that's just watching your thoughts. It's going to be horribly embarrassing because we all like to think of ourselves as a lot deeper than most of the time we really are. We like to think of ourselves as a lot nicer, a lot more spiritual than most of the time our thoughts are. But just watch them. Notice them. And then as you see a thought coming, choose something different. Choose love, choose peace, choose to consciously co-create the world you live in. By God, I am going to live in a community, in a society where people are really nice. So not only do we create our own reality, but we actually end up creating a reality for those around us based on how we treat them and what we expect from them. So as parents and as teachers, be really careful and recognize that power, but also recognize it in the rest of your life. When you expect people around you to show up with honesty and integrity and support and niceness and kindness, most of the time they do. And when you expect people to be awful and mean and selfish and incompetent, that's what you tend to get. When you expect yourself, because the same is true for ourselves, when we expect ourselves to be able to achieve something and accomplish something, become something, most of the time we can. But if we keep telling ourselves, you are worthless, you're stupid, you're lazy, you're irresponsible, you're not smart enough, well, that's what you get. So harness the very powerful power of your thoughts, and you will see the future, and you will create the future.